Good morning. Just doing a quick sound check. We're so glad you're with us this morning. Can everyone hear well? All right, good. Everett, come on up.
Good morning. Just a further sound check because we want you all to be able to hear the words today.
Yes, so it made a big difference when you lifted up.
Yeah.
And then we're just going to have to, with the ringing, I'm sorry we didn't get to that.
That's
so
fine.
If it's feeling too slow, I'll just check in with each other.
Yeah, no, I mean, because I'll just ring and then you can go when it feels right.
Okay, and I'm sure we'll settle into it.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you.
Hi there, Reverend Kristen. Hi, nice to meet you. Question about the transition. So, what kind of vibe you want? Optimistic, pessimistic, somber?
Yeah, so here it can be, the kids are kind of walking out, and so it can be kind of light.
Okay.
But here we're transitioning from like a candle of life, so someone has, we just have to talk about someone's death. Like the last words I say is like, in mystery we live, in mystery we die. And then I'm going to be talking about like children who died of gun violence. So if that gives you a sense of energy. But sure, like maybe 15 seconds ago. Yeah, so it's not like a
Large.
yes. It's just a piece of like needing it to not be words on words. Does that make sense? Like yeah. So it gives like that space to move.
Okay, makes sense. So, so it's not just like you said, like words on words. I get what you mean, like where it's not just like a big speech, something that keeps some sort of ambiance. I don't know.
It just it helps with the flow.
Okay. And it's after the candle of life, and you'll be lighting.
Yes.
Which one on the?
Well, we don't even all of these, and so the cue you'll know is we'll say, and in mystery will die. Our opening words this morning come from the prayer of St. Francis. Spirit, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light, and where there is sadness, joy. Welcome to worship this morning. This morning, in this season of Advent, we also light our Advent wreath. This is the third week of Advent, the waiting time in the Christian calendar, and we light a candle of joy with these prayers by the Reverend Elizabeth Mount. Beautiful Mother of Creation, you who imbue every facet of the universe with the spark of all being, teach us to find joy. Help us to open our hearts wide enough to let in the wonder of miracles, the anguish of suffering, the blessings of compassion, and the beauty of truth. Help us to know that our hearts and our fists are the same size, that the work of our hands must always be guided by the love of our hearts, and to not only speak truth in the halls of power, but to sing out for joy and for change and for justice, in the true belief that someday this world can become a beloved community that holds us all in care. We light this candle of joy. I invite you to rise, embody your spirit, and join in singing our opening hymn, number 298, Wake Now My Senses.
Good morning, and welcome to the First Unitarian Universalist Church of San Diego, where we worship each Sunday in the South Bay, here in Hillcrest, and online.
Buenos días y bienvenidos a la primera Iglesia Unitaria Universalista de San Diego, donde adoramos cada domingo en South Bay, en Hillcrest y en línea.
My name is Everett Howe, and I use the pronouns he and him. A special welcome to those of you who are here today for the first time. Please fill out the welcome card in your order of service.
Mi nombre es Tomás Acosta y uso los pronombres él. Una bienvenida muy especial a todos los que están con nosotros por primera vez. Les extendemos la invitación de rellenar el formulario en el orden de servicio.
Our community is a vital, diverse, multi-generational congregation without borders on a mission to create community, nurture spiritual growth, and act on our values to help heal the world.
Somos una congregación compuesta de personas de distintas identidades racializadas y culturas, personas de diversas orientaciones sexuales e identidades de género, personas de varias habilidades mentales y físicas.
We are creators of community and compassion, and though we can fall short, we are committed to practicing an affirming welcome to all.
Con espíritu de reverencia reconocemos que nos sentamos esta mañana en la tierra de los Kumeyaay, quienes continúan viviendo en todo su territorio. Al emprender este viaje juntos, mantengamos en nuestros corazones y mentes al pueblo Kumeyaay.
In a spirit of reverence, we acknowledge that we gather this morning on the land of the Kumeyaay, who continue to live throughout their territories. May the light of this candle shine for our commitment to the Kumeyaay people and to justice and equity for indigenous peoples everywhere.
Now please rise in your spirit and sing our church hymn and our church aspiration.
May love be the spirit of this church. May the quest for truth be its sacrament, and service be its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, and to help one another in fellowship. This is our aspiration. Que el amor sea la doctrina de esta iglesia, la búsqueda de la verdad, su sacramento, y el servicio su oración. Vivir juntos en paz, buscar la verdad con libertad y ayudarnos mutuamente en comunidad. A eso aspiramos. Please be seated.
Youth would like to come up and join me for our time for all ages. Good morning. Oh, another person who wore pink today. Oh, we lit the pink candle. That's why I have my pink shirt on. Good morning. Let's sit here so we're not too close. Oh, really? A bluey? Good morning. So, friends, you might remember that last week we talked a little bit about peace, and we're going to talk a little bit more about peace today. This week we're focusing more on the idea that peace is something we have to work toward. Yeah, not just something that happens, and also that we can do the work of making peace. Even no matter how young you are, you can help. So this is called Peace Begins With You, and I've shortened it up and made some different pictures. So it's adapted from the book Peace Begins With You. Peace can feel warm, bright, and strong. or calm, cool, and gentle. Peace can be found in places that are busy and loud, and it might be missing from places that are calm and quiet. Peace means different things to different people in different places and at different times in their lives. So what is peace? There are some things you need to stay alive, like food, water, a place to live, clothes to keep you warm, and help when you're sick or hurt. Then there are things that you might want to help make your life feel good, like a walk along the beach or your favorite toys or a pet. Peace includes having everything that you need and enough of what you want to have a fulfilling and healthy life. But everyone is different, and sometimes people want different things and can't agree. And even when people want the same things, there can be problems. They might want to have the same thing at the same time, or there might not be enough of something for everyone to have one. Living with others means that we can't always have what we want when we want it. But if people can't figure out a way to live peacefully together, then there can be arguments and fights. Sometimes when there are problems, someone outside the problem can help others find a way to figure out a way to solve the problem peacefully. They might suggest ways to share, or think of a solution that others didn't think of, or even just listen in a way that lets others think of a solution on their own. We call these people peacemakers. But what happens when people have talked and listened and thought hard and still can't find a way to live peacefully? Even then, there are still choices that can be made. The two sides might agree to move apart, or they could agree to make a deal that nobody gets what they want. There are always choices to be made. Some choices protect peace, and others threaten peace. Even if we can't make the best choice that we'd like to make, we can try to make choices that protect peace as much as possible. The same kinds of choices are made when there are problems between large groups of people or countries. There are always choices to make. Leaders can make choices to listen to each other and try to work together and find a peaceful solution. It's not always easy. It takes two sides to work together, but it also takes two sides to fight. So even if one side takes the first step toward a peaceful solution, it can lead to better choices. Working for peace might be harder than fighting. You might have to be braver and stronger, or even learn new skills or new ways of thinking. Peace is not just times when no one is fighting. Peace is something that lives and grows and needs to be looked after. And the good news is, anyone can help. Learn about your world. Learn about the different ways of living and thinking. Get involved and help make choices that lead toward peace. But first of all, learn about yourself, about what you think and feel and why you act the way you do. Learn how to listen and see things from a different perspective. Learn how to solve problems peacefully in your own life. If you make peace in your own life, you can be a peacemaker for others and for the world. Peace begins with you. The end. So friends, I would like you to help me if you can. We're going to stand up here and lead the congregation out there. Oh, with the dinosaur, yes. In our affirmation, we'll say it first in English and then in Spanish. We are Unitarian Universalist, a people of open minds, loving hearts, and welcoming hands. Somos unitarios, universalistas, personas de mentes abiertas, corazones amorosos, y manos que dan la bienvenida. And now I'd like to invite all the children and youth to join me and their other leaders out on the patio, and we'll head to religious education.
Dear ones, we have had many deaths recently. We offered a candle of life for Eli Schefter last week. We'll offer one in just a bit for our dear friend Marv Pulliam. I also want to let you know, for those who are not aware, that longtime member Iris Ann DeSells died on December 6th. We'll have a candle of life for her early in the new year. And just yesterday, another, Mike Hochter, also a long-term member, died. It is too much, my friends, too much death. And so just know that we are holding all of you who are grieving. We are sending our love and our care to all of the family members and all of the close friends who are suffering. One of the ways that we help each other through these times is through our lay ministers. And we have a lay minister available to offer a listening presence. If you have a joy or sorrow to share, our lay minister this morning is Chris Smith. I also want to draw your attention. We also have candles that are always available to light. If at any time this service you are feeling like you want to light a candle for someone, that is always welcome. Are you new to church? Maybe you've been coming a little while and you want to learn more and get connected to others in this community. Today, there's an invitation to community meeting led by our membership team starting at 11:30 a.m. in the common room. Now, this program is geared towards new visitors, but long-term visitors and members are also welcome to join the fun and create a sense of connection. So we hope that you'll join for that. Also, our blanket and toy drive is coming soon. So next Saturday, volunteers at our South Bay Food Pantry will be distributing toys and blankets to our neighbors in Chula Vista to bring a little bit of extra warmth and joy. But we need your help. We're still short about 60 blankets. So if you are able to even just donate one blanket, that would be so helpful. In your order of service is all the information. Today is the last Sunday. You could still click on the QR code though and make an order by Amazon. Also, if you don't want to do it that way, if you want to give some money and say that it is for the blanket drive, we will go and do the shopping for you. We estimate that 60 blankets is about $1,000. So we are so grateful for your generosity and for all the ways that you care for this community and the community beyond our walls.
One of the ways we live our values is by sharing our offering each week with a local organization working for justice. Throughout the month of December, our offering is being received in support of our very own food pantry, the South Bay Food Pantry, a vital service providing free, nutritious foods to hundreds of families each week. In just 1 year, the pantry's impact has grown significantly. In January 2023, the South Bay Food Pantry served an average of 380 families each week. By the end of the year, that number had risen to 467 families. This January, the weekly average increased again to 535. And by October, we were serving an incredible 580 families every week. As the community needs grow, so does the impact of the South Bay Food Pantry. You may donate this morning here in person by credit card using the dip jar over there, or by cash or check using the donation boxes over there. If you'd like assistance, please raise your hand and an usher will help. You may also donate online on our church's website, firstuusandiego.org. Thank you for your generosity. This morning's offerings will now be gratefully received.
We pause at this time in our service to honor the life and the memory of Marv Pulliam, a life partner, a father and grandfather, a friend, a beloved community member. Marv died peacefully on December 3rd at the age of 89 with the support of hospice and surrounded by his family. Marv was compassionate and curious and kind. He loved Unitarian Universalism. He was committed to this faith and to this congregation. He found Unitarian Universalism in his 20s and even helped to start a fellowship in Belgium. He was the president of our church from 2011 to 2012. He was active in so many ways, two of which were the men's fellowship and in wisdom circles. So this morning, I want to honor and recognize Marv's family who is with us and invite up Nedra Bickel, his life partner, and Nedra's daughter, Barry Cunningham. They'll help us with the candles this morning. We light this candle in Marv's honor and memory. And to mark the weightiness of his loss, we extinguish the flame of our chalice, the symbol of our gathered community, because our company has been diminished by his loss. Yet the light of this community continues, and Marv's spirit lives on in the many among us who love him and will remember him. And so from his light, we will relight our own chalice. This community of memory and hope shines on, and Marv lives among us in a heart's long memory. In mystery, we are born. In mystery, we live. And in mystery, we die. Blessed be. This morning we come together for a special service with our coalition partners, San Diegans for Gun Violence Prevention. On December 14th, 2012, 20 children and 6 educators were killed in a mass shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary School in Newtown, Connecticut. Today, we join together as a community to mark that anniversary of this horrific tragedy, to honor the lives of the children and the educators, and to witness to the impact of gun violence on our communities. Now, Sandy Hook was not the beginning or the end of this kind of violence. Since 2012, there have been more mass shootings than we could possibly name. But today, I'm also thinking of the Pulse nightclub in Orlando, Florida. I'm thinking of the youth of Uvalde, Texas. So many tragic losses. Deaths by gun violence have become so common that sometimes we can become numb. It can be tempting to turn away, to close off our hearts, because it hurts too much. But I think that the epidemic of gun violence in America needs to be witnessed to. And so this morning, we are choosing to grieve publicly the losses in our communities from gun violence. And we invite you to grieve with us. Our service this morning will include stories and rituals, hymns and music and readings that give us the space to honor and to grieve. After the service, we want to invite you to come out to our community altar by the memorial wall on the patio. There'll be a blessing of the altar, and you can add photos if you brought them, or add names of people that you have lost to gun violence on hearts to place on the altar. We grieve what we love and what we value. And as Unitarian Universalists, we believe that every life is precious, each one unique and inherently valuable. We also believe that we are deeply interconnected, and that any act of injustice that cuts a life short hurts the entire human family. For every death, there is a ripple of trauma. Family and friends, peers and loved ones, all impacted in deep and lasting ways. Now, I want to acknowledge that this can be an incredibly challenging and tender topic. So please take care of yourself and one another. If you need to move your body, feel free to do so. If you need to take a break, that's okay. After the service, we have our lay minister available. We also have a clinician from Junior's Trauma Care Initiative. Let's care for ourselves and one another as we lean into the sacred practice of grieving and honoring and witnessing. So I want to welcome up Elizabeth Munoz to share her story with us this morning. Liz has experienced the loss of her child to gun violence and has since co-founded Junior's Trauma Care Initiative with her husband, Carlos. They support others who have experienced similar kinds of trauma in their lives. And Liz, we're just so thankful that you are with us this morning and you're willing to share your story. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Reverend Kristen. I'm truly grateful to be here today and have the opportunity to share our story, our son's story. My name is Elizabeth Munoz, and my son, Juan Carlos Munoz Jr., had just turned 18 years old in July 26 of 2015. On October 11 of 2015, his life was taken. He was a victim of gun violence, a victim of gang violence. Our son was a good kid with goals, aspirations. He wanted to be a psychologist, did not know about that lifestyle, but yet 2 adult gang members with guns decided that they were going to take someone's life away that day. And that's exactly what they did. They took our precious child's life for no reason, for being at the wrong place at the wrong time. That pain is a pain that a parent should never have. It's a pain that I can't describe. It's a pain that it hurts everywhere, but yet it hurts nowhere. And it makes no sense. As I sit here, I see my beautiful friend, Ricky. Her son was murdered, Rance, and so many other families. You'll see on our altar the beautiful faces, the lives taken by guns, by people full of hate. We need to make a difference. We need to do something. I always say it's too late for my baby, but it's not too late for yours. It is imperative that we provide prevention, intervention, education to end the gun violence in our communities. Our children deserve to be safe. They deserve to live. We need to do something about that. At this moment, I want to ask everyone to close their eyes and think about the one time when you felt really safe, the safest. Go back to that space. Just think about what you've seen, what you're hearing, what you're feeling, that safeness. Go ahead and open up your eyes. This is what our children deserve. This is what they're supposed to have. We need to end gun violence. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Liz. So we want to invite you into a ritual. Now we'll honor those who have died in our own community in San Diego County by gun violence this year, in 2024. We'll read their names and ages, and after each name, we'll ring a bell. Please join us in this sacred practice. Brenda Valley, 38. Alexander Barrett Musser, 50. Benjamin Ariel Haruni, 28. Michael Anthony Johnson, 26. Isaac Gonzalez, 24. Ali Jabbar, 43. Jason Gillespie, 46. Sanate Lagesse, 38. Frank Martinez, 21. Roderick Stroman, 42. Brian Robert Hugo, 71. Juan Carlos Porter, 18. Joseph Taylor, 31. Isaac Shekhamim, 17. Jorge Usuno, 37. Claire Solner, 72. Alex Hamilton, 26. James Garcia, 43. Genesis Burquino, 23. Beverly Slater Sheehan, 78. Christian Espinosa Silver, 35. Lori Robinson. Andres Dominguez, 25. Brett Robinson, no age. Albert A.B. Lee Soto, 18. Humberto Malesio, 32. Diego Omar Valera Trujillo, 21. Lavion Estridge, 24. Junior Alastre, 23. Osnader Silveira, 28. Edgar de la Cruz, 30. Willie Tillis, 53. Darren Willie Singleton, Jr., 23. Jose Medina, 39. Raquel Martinez, 31. Elijah Smith, 12. Jose Benjamin Lopez Valley, 41. David Solner, 82. Dehan Marquez Hurd, 25. Moises Colunga Jr., 50. Michael Sheehan, 74. Gary Aki, 50. Jean Stewart, 46. Brian Maloney III, 41. Christopher Farrell, 26. Victor Rendon Jr. 14 unnamed deaths due to gun violence. Now I want to invite, if there is someone who is on your heart who has died by gun violence, you are invited to name them now. We pray for everyone who has been impacted by gun violence. We pray for the lives torn apart. We pray for those who are grieving. And we send our love and we send our care. I want to invite you now to join me in a responsive hymn. This hymn, number 95, There Is More Love Somewhere, comes from the African American spiritual tradition. And it's about a longing for something that is not yet there, but that one continues to work towards. There is more love somewhere.
There is more
The words of Jan Richardson, blessing in a time of violence, which is to say, this blessing is always, which is to say, there is no place this blessing does not long to cry out in lament, to weep its words in sorrow, to scream its lines in sacred rage. Which is to say, there is no day this blessing ceases to whisper into the ear of the dying, of the despairing, of the terrified. Which is to say, there is no moment this blessing refuses to sing itself into the heart of the hated and the hateful, the victim and the victimizer, with every last ounce of hope it has. Which is to say, there is none that can stop it, none that can halt its course, none that will still its cadence, none that will delay its rising, none that can keep it from springing forth from the mouths of us who hope, from the hands of us who act, from the hearts of us who love, from the feet of us who will not cease, are stubborn, aching, marching, until this blessing has spoken its final word, until this blessing has breathed its benediction in every place, in every tongue. Peace. Peace. Peace.
Make me an instrument of your peace. Make us instruments of peace. This prayer reminds us that peace is not passive. We are active creators of it. And as we witness to and grieve the deaths in our community, we feel this pull towards action, to do what we can to prevent the harm, to prevent the loss, to become peacemakers. On the patio after service this morning, our partners will have tables where you can learn more about how to take action to prevent gun violence in our communities and how to promote healing after it happens. As Unitarian Universalists, we know that how we live matters, and that taking action for justice is a way that we express and live into our most deeply held values. It's how we embody our commitments to create communities that support full human thriving. Violence has become so deeply woven into society that it will take a deep and principled commitment to nonviolence within ourselves and our communities to transform it. It will take new laws, it will take disrupting systems of oppression that create the conditions of violence. It will take the willingness to name the harm, to bear witness to the pain like we did this morning. Now, there is also a reverse St. Francis prayer, author unknown, but that I want to share with you. Lord, make me a channel of disturbance. Where there is apathy, let me provoke. Where there is compliance, let me bring questioning. Where there is silence, may I be a voice. Where there is too much comfort and too little action, grant disruption. Where there are doors closed and hearts locked, when tradition speaks louder than need, grant that I may seek rather to do justice than to just talk about it. Disturb us, O Lord, to be with us as well as for the alienated, to love the unlovable as well as the lovely. Lord, make me a channel of disturbance. May we have open hearts that can witness to and grieve the losses caused by gun violence, and may this grief call us into action. May we be instruments of peace and channels of disturbance. Blessed be, and amen. I want to invite you to rise and body your spirit for our closing song, number 155, Circle Round for Freedom. for our children and for the children of our children. For our community and our planet, let us heed the call to be instruments of peace and channels of disruption. May we go forth and may it be so. Blessed be.